Hey y'all, another day, another black t-shirt. So today I wanted to talk about the importance of the journey. So I've always heard this phrase that the journey is more important than the destination. And I used to think it was absolutely silly. I thought that made no sense. Why would the process of getting there be more important than getting there if all I want to do is just get there, right? And then I started to realize the reason why the journey is drastically more important, way more important than most people tend to realize, is because the journey is putting you through a transformative process. That transformative process will turn you into the man or to the woman that would be able to essentially accomplish that goal like that. But because you're not that person yet, you have to go through a process to be like that. But here's another reason why the journey is so important. When you finally accomplish that goal, it's usually not as amazing as you think it is. For example, if anyone has ever really saved up to buy something expensive, like a watch, a piece of jewelry, or anything like that, as soon as you acquire it, all of a sudden it's just not as valuable. And that's why it's very important, on a side note, to make sure that you understand that people are going to keep telling you what is valuable, and you need to really stand on your principles and your perspectives on what is going to be valuable to you. Because the way society operates in a capitalistic society, we're constantly trying to pitch to you what is valuable, what do you need to buy, what do you need to wear, how you need to dress. So please make sure that the things that you find valuable are things that you have selected to be valuable, not the other way around. But in the sense of the journey, so you're going through this process of essentially separating from who you used to be. Who is this person that is so incapable of essentially reaching the destination that they have to essentially die. So going through this journey is really just this process of departing from the old you, then going through a period of reconfiguration, reformation, until you are capable of accomplishing this goal. The reason why the journey is more important than the goal is because you are, once you become the person who can accomplish the goal and you reach the goal, it's not going to be all that. And that's why you need another goal. You need another North Star, and that's going to put you through another journey and another process that's going to essentially make you better. Do you see how it works? Essentially, you have this target, and the process of you hitting the target is going to make you better than just hitting the target. You understand? So it's like this relationship between, you just need a site, you just need a destination, you just need a goal, you just need to get somewhere. The getting somewhere part is not even as important as the simple doing part. And that completely falls in line with the things that I'm trying to really express to you. In my past content and in my future content, it's really about external action. Because the external action is going to essentially help change so many things in your life, and you'll be able to see it, you'll be able to feel it, you'll be able to work with it. And that's what a journey does to you. It changes you, and it will change you in a way you may not even necessarily identify at first, until suddenly you look up and you realize your priorities have shifted. You're talking differently. You have a higher tolerance for stress. You have a lower tolerance for bullshit. You don't waste your time. You track what you eat. You track this, you track that. You're more mindful of the people you speak to. You don't give away too much information, which allows people to want to pour into you. All these things are super, super important. And all these things happen on the journey of becoming a better person, right? Life in itself is a journey. And you can change, but that's not a guarantee. Like I was saying in the previous Life is a Video Game video, you are not going to automatically upgrade as a human being because you're getting older. It doesn't work like that. In order for you to improve in any way, shape, or form, it requires application. It requires doing. You see what I'm saying? It's always going to come back to this. It's always going to be about this sense of you need to do. Figuring it out is helpful. Planning is helpful. Finding productivity systems are helpful. But the greatest benefit that you will ever reap is from an external action, not systems and planning ahead. Yes, like as long as systems, planning ahead are all there to help facilitate action that you are going to do, that you are doing, and you are consistently doing. That is when those things come together, and it's a beautiful marriage of efficiency. But if you're just focusing on the planning side, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Planning to go on a journey and being on a journey is two different things. It's two different things. It's not the same thing. You're not experiencing anything. You're not going through anything. There's no change happening within you. You're reaching epiphanies, you're seeing new perspectives, you're seeing new heights. Like your whole paradigm is shifting, but you haven't done anything. So are you really changing? Has your paradigm really shifted? No, it hasn't, because you're not seeing any tangible results. And when I say tangible results, I don't just mean like you immediately are met with gratification through the effort that you're putting in. Your journey will not work like that. Journeys don't work like that. It really doesn't. Sometimes you can put in work for months, years, and not even really see much of a result. But the thing is, what's happening underneath the surface of these results that you're looking for is you are becoming a consistent person. You are becoming someone who is not trying to deviate from their path. You're becoming someone who is committed. And to be honest, the way journeys work, it's not just like a forward process. It's not a straight line to where you want to go. There's going to be so many different directions you're going to be going in to get to this one destination, because this journey is designed, whatever you decide to do, your journey is designed to root out any weaknesses that you have that are in your way. And that's not a straightforward process, because sometimes in order for you to grow up, you got to dive deep and figure out like where in the root of who I am as a person, what is holding me back? What is my weak foundation? And sometimes you have to completely rebuild your foundation, totally rebuild your foundation. And that's what the journey is going to do to you. It's going to change how you view yourself eventually. It's going to change how you move eventually. But that process is not going to happen for you if you don't start taking action and putting yourself in situations that you normally wouldn't. Remember, fear only exists. Pardon me, let me rephrase that. Courage and bravery only exist in the presence of fear. You cannot be courageous, you cannot be brave if you are not afraid. Doesn't happen. If you're doing something that doesn't make you afraid, it doesn't make you nervous, it doesn't make you uncomfortable, it doesn't do any of those things, it doesn't provide any form of discomfort, please understand you are not growing. Please understand you're not growing, because growth only happens in that. Growth only happens in that. Shielding yourself away from discomfort, away from stress, you are harming yourself. You are softening yourself up for a very vicious attack that life is going to hit you with. Because life does not tolerate softness. It doesn't, especially for men. You're going to go through situations that's going to harden you up. And that's why you need to be proactive about that. You need to toughen yourself up first. So when these situations occur, it's not that much of a slap in the face. You know, it's more of a love tap and you can just move forward. For other people, it's going to be a brutal smack in the face. They don't know what they're going to do. So it's better for you to be like, you know what? I need to get up and go do something. I need to go put myself in these situations. I need to go do some shit. I need to stop playing. I need to go through my journey. Just pick something. Pick a destination, any destination. Decide that you want to travel. You know, I'm one of those people where I think traveling is super important. And it annoys the fuck out of me when I'm not able to just like buy a ticket for this, that, and the third, because it's a matter of like budgeting, finances, and all this other stuff. Are those excuses? Maybe. that's something I probably need to double check and relook at. Like maybe I'm not prioritizing traveling enough, and I need to move some things around to make that happen for me and my girlfriend. But that's something I have to, go through the process of acknowledging. And even in that would be its own journey. And that would turn me into the person who's able to prioritize trips and plan ahead better. You see how that works? It's literally through the gaps in your armor. It's the gaps in your character are the opportunities for the most growth. And in order for you to go through that process of growing, you gotta first acknowledge that, I'm not good with this. I have a weakness in this. I have a deficiency in this. And most importantly, it's just like, I want to do this. This is where I want to do. This is where I want to go. This is where I want to be. This is how I see myself. But you got to first get up and go. And once you do that, the journey begins. And you just have to keep moving forward. You have to keep showing up. Showing up, I think they say it's like half the battle. Showing up to me is really 80%. It's really 80% of the battle. The reason why it's 80% of the battle is because once you show up for whatever it is, you are now suddenly in it. You're there. You're in it and you're there, and you essentially have one or two choices. Do what you came to do, or go home. And in a lot of instances, for example, the gym. I think the gym is such a wonderful example for so many different reasons, because essentially you can use the gym for any type of metaphorical or parable for life. So you go to the gym, you've left the comfort of your home, you've left the familiarity of the route home, coming from work, and you go to the gym, you walk inside the gym. You think you're not gonna work out? You think you're not gonna work out? You're gonna work out. You walked into that spot, you felt the way you felt, but you still walked in. You're gonna work out. It's gonna happen. As soon as you start doing that first exercise, all the apprehensive thoughts that you had about being here and doing this work, it disappears. And it's like that every single time. Every single time. You'll never start doing a workout midway through. You're like, I want to go home. You know you can't go home. You know you can't go home. You went out of your way to be here. You went out of your way to be here. This is not your comfort zone. And because you're here, you're gonna finish it. And that's why showing up is so fucking important. And that's why it's important for you to show up for yourself. Show up for yourself every day by being consistent on the things that you know you should do. Because understand that a journey is not this automatic process. It's not that, okay, I've decided to do this, now I'm on a journey. No. A journey requires you to move your feet in the direction of where you're trying to go. And that requires you putting in effort and showing up every day, all the time, consistently, regardless of how you feel. I woke up this morning and I just woke up in bed, I'm just chilling, and it just kind of hit me like, damn, I finally have a day off. I'd really like to just enjoy it, but I need to shoot this video. And it's not like I wasn't going to. It's not even like I didn't think of doing that later, but I know that this is the journey that I'm on. And it just felt like such an immediate priority. Like, I don't want to wait until the end of the night. I need to do this shit now. I don't know what my day is going to bring. I didn't even really plan out for this day because of all the work I've had to do. But it's just like, this process of making these videos, of trying to figure out how to gain viewership, of trying to figure out how can I, on one hand, speak authentically, and on the other, communicate efficiently. This process of doing this is going to just make me better and better and better until I make this one video that's going to dramatically change somebody's life. And that's gonna be my journey. And that's gonna be my process. Amongst so many others, while living out my life and doing trial and error for the things that I wanna do and I wanna get right and align with my life and so on and so forth. I'm essentially doing all of that, getting on camera, talking to you based on my past experience, present circumstances, but at the end of the day, I still need to be consistent on what I'm trying to do, and so do you. And so do you. You're not going to get the results you want if you're not consistent. And being consistent, it requires sacrifices. And I used to think like that was such a bad thing, because I hated this idea of like the old me having to die, when it's just like I don't even understand the concept of an old me. It's just me. So everything that I know, who I am, and all these things, they have to just go in order for me to become what I want to be? And the answer is yes, it does. But understand that it's not even really a sacrifice, it's really an unburdening. Understand like how like a human being's personality and a character is essentially developed, right? You are really, more than anything, a culmination of your life experiences as well as your natural inclinations to do things. Most people, unfortunately, their mentality and behaviors are more based off their life experiences as opposed to their inclination to do things, because they're more ingrained with the things that they've been through as opposed to just like who they are outside of that. People end up losing themselves well before they ever reach adulthood, because they're so caught up in what their parents want them to be, what society wants them to be, what their peers want you to be. You go through essentially like the social manipulation into becoming a person who can fit in, a person who can function in society. That's essentially like the whole process of growing up, is that process. And the people who are able to have the most joy are the ones who are able to at least do that, but still know who they are. Like they're still in touch with all of their natural inclinations to just do certain things, to make certain jokes, to wear certain clothes. Like they know who they are and they don't need someone to dictate that. They just understand that they have to behave in a certain manner to fit into society. But some people have already lost themselves. And in a lot of cases, you probably lost yourself, because I know I have. Even though I've always had a great bond with my inner child, circumstances and situations definitely separated me from that. Circumstances and situations made me sacrifice that. But going through a journey of where you want to go, what you're sacrificing is something that was never really you in the first place. So it's not even really a sacrifice, it's an unburdening, you are going through a purification process. That's really what it is. That's what a journey does to you. It's not just changing you, it's not just making you better. It's a purification process. It's getting rid of everything that's unnecessary within yourself and within your life to achieve this goal. And once you achieve the goal was nothing, because you're everything. You are everything. The goal is nothing. The goal in life is to, yes, of course, live life, but live life with a purpose. Because as soon as you don't have a purpose, that's typically when people begin to degrade. It's typically when people begin to backslide. It's typically when people begin to self-medicate and hurt themselves and harm themselves because they don't even know why they're alive. Human beings are supposed to exist for a purpose, so that way we have a direction to head to. Because we are meant for these journeys, meant to grow, meant to change, and more than anything, we're meant to be exactly what we were supposed to be. No one can really answer what that is except you. And you may have a notion, or you may have absolutely no idea. But know this, if you have a goal in mind, and this is a goal no one has planted in you, this is how you know it's a special one. No one told you to do this. Nobody said, hey, you should do this. No one gave you that suggestion. It just kind of popped in your head like, damn, it'd be really cool if I did that. That's the direction you need to head. regardless of what it is. Doesn't matter if it's fucking clown school. Do that shit. Head in that direction. You don't even know. Sometimes you just need a direction, because you could be heading towards that goal and then your real goal will pop up. But the whole point is you need to head somewhere. You need a purpose. Because without a purpose, you're not going to go through the journey needed for you to become what you've always probably already been. Fucking amazing. Fucking great. A legend. I'm gonna stop right here. I gotta do a better job with like pacing videos and whatnot, but you know, everything I say is from the heart, off the hip, off the dome. But I really just want to once again harp on the fact that, you know, whoever you are, like, I really believe in you. And I think if you don't believe in yourself, that's okay. That's okay, but understand that if you would like to believe in yourself, you need to start doing things consistently. Start doing things consistently. Start trying to be consistent in the things that you think you cannot do. Just try. Just show up and try, and you'd be so surprised what the results would be. And once you see those results, something in you is going to switch, and you're going to look at yourself differently without even realizing it. So show up for yourself. Please. Because I'm going to keep showing up for you. This is what these videos are for. It's for me to show up for myself, of course, to hold myself accountable, but to also show up for somebody. Show up for somebody who needs advice. Show up for somebody who keeps going through these different YouTube videos trying to figure out what it is they should be doing, what's the best tactic, and I'm here to tell you the best thing you need to do is do something. Stop wasting time, stop trying to figure shit out. Get up and go do that shit. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Go on your journey already. Go on your journey already. You're already set. You're ready to go. And if you don't believe in yourself, know that there's a random guy in a black t-shirt and a beard and a gold chain that believes in you. Because I do. And this is not me just saying it. This is me understanding that wherever you've been in life, whether or not I've experienced it, I understand how you feel. I understand what it feels like to hate yourself and to look in the mirror and feel shame. Like, not even just I can't believe I did that. I'm talking about like a shame so deep, you can't even really separate it from your name. And I'm telling you that you don't have to live like that. You don't have to feel like that. It doesn't have to be like that. That's not the way life was designed to be. And I assure you, I promise you, if you show up and be consistent in whatever it is you think you should be doing, the way you'll feel about yourself will drastically change. The way you see yourself will drastically change. Everything is going to drastically change. It may not be suddenly, but you'll look up and realize you're a totally different person than who you used to be. And the truth is, that's the person you were always going to be all along. You just had to get all the shit out the way. You just needed a compass. You just needed a North Star. And I hope this video brings that to your attention. Because in reality, you don't need to go on YouTube to get inspired. You need to go out in life and do some shit. Anyway, man, I don't want to keep harping on this for too long, but I just want to let you know, once again, the obstacles are optical illusions. They're not there. Whatever obstacle that you think is in your life, it's in here. You're creating them. You're summoning them. You're building them up. You're not there. I believe in you, and if you don't believe in yourself, you will if you get to it. I promise you. Sending you much love. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day or rest of your life if this is the last video you ever see.